reinforcements? We're under attack.
And that, my friends, I don't know why that was doing that, but the party find themselves in the hangar bay at the starport on the planet that you're on, and
That's right.
already all of the things have gone wrong.
Kill him.
And 2 clone troopers are rushing down out of the back of a starship. There is one of them that has just been yeeted across this bay by Nuada with a force push, and the other 2 come running down the back of this ship that they were investigating, and I used a destiny point immediately because you guys gave me a lot to use this time.
Umbara. Sorry.
Umbara, to allow them to summon some reinforcements. You're welcome.
Force yeet.
Force yeet.
Force yeet. And we're going to continue with the combat that you began at the end of last session. The 2 clone troopers in front of you come running down these steps, and they are at a distance of short. Now, you guys are going to have to do some fucking mental gymnastics here to deal with the range band thing here, but close to short, so you're short, medium, long, right? Oh no, you're in this one, so short. This would be close, this would be short, this would be medium. So they're medium range from you guys. We'll just have to calculate. Eventually we'll figure out a way to make that less stressful.
I think I have an idea to make it less weird.
Okay.
You can highlight all of us, yes?
Yes.
At once, including the people. On whoever's turn it is, put whoever's turn it is in bullseye.
I'm never going to do that.
Okay, great. Well, that would... All right.
There's no way I'm ever going to do that.
If you want to give me permission, I could do it. Unless you just don't want to keep track of it.
There is no way that's ever going to happen.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Right
do you
now.
remember on Spellwind
They're
when
giving
you
you-
had those height
Yes,
trackers?
the sticks and stuff, and you're
That.
like, this is too much. Yeah, that. Right, okay.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, but that's the entire run of the game. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Hop and Dax, you are in the you're still in the hallway. These clone troopers potentially haven't seen you yet. Nuada and Rugo, you engaged the first clone trooper. He kind of was about to let you go, and then he recognized that in fact Rugo was wearing clone trooper armor that he had kind of broken up and hacked together to become some new sort of part armor for himself. And in recognizing that, he tried to pull you in, and then you activated the combat between you guys. Hop and Dax, in the hallway, you do hear the sound of those security droids that you passed suddenly heading your way. Though they are not here yet, they will be shortly. You get the sense that they will be. Once again, in this system, you guys pick on your turn which player goes when on the combats here. So the first one was Nuada, which was the first turn that we did.
Force yeet.
And you did a force yeet, but it is someone else's turn. Whoever wants to go next can go next.
I would like to go before the security droids. And
Okay.
that could be next round or next person. Is that cool, everyone?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
cool party that I can go next?
I think it makes sense because you
I
were
think so
right
too.
there.
Because I'm like right there too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I had an idea of what I want to do. I'm not entirely sure what here would be incidentals, I think they're called. Let me take a look. It's been a bit. The combat cheat sheets. Yeah,
Do
here we
have
are,
a little
maneuvers.
cheat sheet in there.
Incidentals and actions. Okay. Speaking, dropping an item, shifting position, skill check. Okay, so that's interesting. I think what I would like to do. Let me double check my sheet. I think incidental is shifting into stance.
Yes, that is correct. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh hell yeah!
Shifting stance or peeking around a corner.
Okay, I will. We're in the same space, Nora. Yes. I've got to just remember. All right, so defensive stance is for me, and bodyguard is for you. Yeah, I will. I will swap into this bodyguard position, trying to as like Nuada throws up her hand for the for this force heat. I think there's like a look of shock and horror on my face as the force was just used, and as I think I step in front of Nuada, I have my force pike nearby, and just I'm in this defensive stance, ready to take anything that may be coming her way. But also, I think I want to try to do a skill check. So my combat maneuver would be me shifting into bodyguard, and then I would like to whistle in binary to the security droids that are coming from down the hall, because I now speak binary because I've learned it here on the planet. So I would like to.
And what does that translate to? What is the?
So that's gonna be,
what are the
that's
subtitles?
gonna probably nothing. I just want to say hi. No, I think what is gonna I think I want it to be like, I want to convince them to come help and fight for us. There's an emergency. Citizens are being attacked.
Right.
Wow.
I think yeah.
Okay.
Citizens need your help.
Yeah. Make me a coercion check. And
Okay, I have speak with binary, I have speaks binary, which is a thing that I picked up, which gives me 2 boost to convincing or speaking to droids.
cool. That will help with your difficulty 4 check.
Yeah, that's super fair. Okay, and this is coercion, which I can use for my skill here. Sick. I'm super nervous. Is there anything else I can do? Difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4. I'm going to use a dark side point as well. You can go ahead and upgrade the one of the difficulties. So on the difficulty side, just hit 1 upgrade. Be 4 purples and 1 upgrade.
And 1 upgrade. And now I have 2 blue boosts, and then my skill check. That's it, right? I don't have to do anything else? Yeah, okay, cool. And I am ebb and flowing. Okay.
A success and 2 threats you generate.
Sick. I love that.
I have an
I
idea.
do want to use that. What's your idea?
They think that you're under attack from Hop and Dax.
It's a success, but it's a threat.
Yeah. 2 threats. 1 success.
Yeah, right. Whether someone like it could be. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
This is gonna fall to you to deal with
to
when
sort
they
of
get
fix
here.
it. Yeah. Love it. Okay, cool. So they do initiate, but they also think that they don't know that they have the sides wrong. Okay, cool.
Right. Okay. And is that the end of your turn then?
And I can move too, right?
You've got maneuver. Yep. You can move a range band.
I will move a range.
Does it mess with your
Wait, I
defensive
won't.
stuff? Be in a different range band?
If I'm going to move a range band, I'm going to swap my defense and not bodyguard. Hold on. I'm going into fighting stance. Like, how do we beat this fight? But then I'm also remembering that we probably shouldn't take out an entire squad of clone troopers right now. Should probably run. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna stay here and defend Nuada and sort of. I don't think I'm in any state to take an initiative to try to take a squad of stormtroopers out. I think I'm going to try to feel out what's happening first with the rest of the party before I charge in. So yeah, I'm going to stay here with then and still bodyguard her. Still call the droids and whatever, but I'm not going to advance to attack.
The two clones come running down the walkway. The first one glances at the downed clone that's kind of just some legs sticking up out of some boxes and crates and stuff, and just rounds the edge of the ship and brings his weapon up and looks at the two of you. What do the two of you look like right now?
Us?
Yeah, you, the Rugo and Nuada.
Oh.
Like, are you standing there with your force pikes out, or are you like kind of like, what are you doing?
I have my force pike my hand is up, but I think my force pike is sort of behind me in like a slight angle as I'm sort of in my, like, one part of my body is in a form ready to fight, but the other one is up trying to figure out what is happening.
Right.
I think that's sort of what it is.
I did not have my force pike out because I just did the accidentally overstrong force yeet.
It was probably on your back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The clone trooper rounds the corner and brings his weapon up and says,
Drop your weapons now.
I'll give you free actions if you want to drop your force pikes.
I'll drop my force pike. Well,
Yeah.
I will
as well.
drop my force pike. Yeah.
Okay. Now give me 1 second. There's a cool thing I can do here, I think. Yes. Okay. He simply aims his weapon at you and says,
What's going on here?
Does Rugo say anything? I
That was
look at you
reaction.
to speak. My hands are up, though. I think.
Misunderstanding. So I think that's what he just says. There's
A
no
misunderstanding.
He just flew
yes.
into the wall.
um,
And I'm just going to straight up pretend like something else fucking threw him into the wall. And I'm fucking terrified.
does
Yeah.
Dax say something from the background over there?
yeah. I am going to shout out loud, "Oh, you called more of your friends!" And I'm gonna grab Hop, and I'm gonna start running down the hall.
What did you shout?
"Oh, you grabbed more of your friends!"
The clone trooper sees this going on in the background and says,
Hey, you, freeze! Freeze!
I assume you keep running,
Yeah.
They friends of yours?
to Nuada.
Right, the two of you. This way.
Starts kind of telling you to move and march you towards a wall away from the
All right.
what's going on. He looks back to the second clone trooper who says,
Yeah, the droids will get him.
these two pretty much are just pointing weapons at you and marching you away from your own weapons, and that'll be the end of that one's turn. So the other two here, I guess this is Dax, you start running.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hop.
I'm not gonna stop him. He's grabbing me, and I guess we're running in a direction. He's probably gonna give me up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do some rolls here. Are you running, or are you like gonna run and hide? I'll give you some.
Yeah, I think I would. I'm assuming this is a circular walkway that goes around the
More like a horseshoe
place, so-
technically, but yeah. You're
Yeah,
running
but
towards
I
the
can-
front
I can
entrance of the
run-
horseshoe.
Yeah, I can run till I'm out of sight and maybe duck into... Is there a hangar or room that I can duck into nearby?
Absolutely, yes. Okay, the two of you can give me stealth checks then. And this would be not a high difficulty, but let me just see what the droids have going on. This will be difficulty 2. One success from Dax.
Oops.
And one success from Hop. You guys run. You hear the sound of the droids. The two of you duck into like a cargo hold, and the droids shoot past. I think that's all that happened. Back in the I'm not going to end the turn order here, but we're kind of out of combat. The the clones are marching you towards the wall of the hangar bay here, and they say,
Right. Hands against the walls.
Our hands are sort of. We raise our hands and
Force
Yeah,
pipes.
sort
yeah.
of
Yeah, they got force pipes.
look over at Nuada
Yeah. Is it
and
happening
sort
now?
of-
Are we exchanging
I
a
would-
look?
I think we're exchanging a look.
Yeah. Okay. Can we move together at the same time?
Alright, you deal with 88. See what's wrong with him. You better hope he's alive, you two.
one of the clones turns around and starts moving back towards the one that's like splayed out behind the cargo.
Before they do,
Yeah.
where is you said we were marching away from our pikes,
Yeah.
our weapons on the ground. I would like to sort of look at Nuada and sort of like give this knowing, subtle look, and as we raise our hands, I'd like us both, if we could, to force move our pikes to us and trip the two that are behind us. And trip.
Okay. This is going to be a check then. So let's see how force move works. And we're just doing
Okay.
the basic one this time, not the
Yeah, just basic
insane.
silhouette. Yeah, silhouette 1
Oh,
or silhouette 0, whatever.
What is
Sorry,
the
one.
silhouette? for
Of a
the
force
force
pike,
whatever.
it would be 0. I'll give you
Perfect.
force. Yeah, it's
I think 1 is a cat or something. Like something small.
0 is a
One
cat.
is a
1 is
person.
like a person.
Yeah.
Oh, 1's a
Yeah.
person. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
2 is like a bigger thing, and then we start going all the way up to like ships,
Yeah.
and star destroyers,
However, I
and
think
planets.
I will be doing damage, hopefully, assuming
I will
I
not.
roll well enough. Yeah.
You're going for the full-on fucking the thing.
It's yeah.
All right. We'll say one
just
of you is
something I
dealing
can
with
do
one,
if I
and one
get
of
it.
you is dealing with the other. Then so
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
totally.
Yeah. Sounds
Let's
good.
do because we got 2 turns here. Whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead.
Both doing it
Ooh.
simultaneously, but we'll
Yeah,
do
we
it
thought
one
it would be cool if we
One at
did
a
it
time.
together.
Yep.
Yeah, mechanically we're doing it one at a time.
Yep.
One at a time.
Cinematically,
Okay.
it's happening at
Yeah.
the
At the
same
same
time.
time. You
Sounds
got
good.
it. So what do I need to do for this? I'm rolling a.
So you need to
A
roll
move.
a
Basic power.
move basic power die, and you need to generate a white
That's it.
force side.
I don't have to, do I have any
Mm-hmm.
do I have difficulties or anything weird?
Not for you, no. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
No
I
upgrades.
think
I'm
I'll
just gonna
probably
pull-
have the clone make a check to withstand being.
And I want a
tripped.
white one.
Yeah.
And
just-
I or I
all you
could
need
or I
is
could
one.
flop a black. Right? I
Yes.
could flip a black to
yes.
a white.
Yes.
Right,
And then
yeah.
do that whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Oh.
That's two
2 dark side pips.
dark sides.
So in
Yeah.
order
but
to
one
flip
of them
that,
I can. Yeah. What's the opposite? What do I do with 2 of them?
2 is just that you generate 2. To flip 2, you'd have to do 2 of this, but you need to take 1 conflict and
conflict.
spend 1 of the light side destiny points that you guys have
Mhm.
to be able to flip that to a white, and then once that's flipped to a white pip, you're able to complete the
Go for it.
force move.
I'll do it. I'm flipping, and I will take that conflict, which narratively makes sense for Rugo anyway to take this conflict.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. And
I will make this a 2 difficulty athletics check for the clone trooper. That is a nothing. He completely cancels everything out. It isn't a success though, so I think what happens is your force pike pull backwards. This is maybe the clone that is walking away from you guys that doesn't have the weapon to your back, and he's kind of heading
and
over.
Probably wouldn't do damage to him
because
because you could sort of see it coming.
He sees this thing coming and just
What the fuck?
boom, he's hit. There's a clattering of plasteel as he hits the ground. Falls over, rolls over, but doesn't do any damage or anything like that. He just flips him over and spins him, and he goes arse over tit. And the second check then will be
It's me, right?
from Nuada. And this one, now we're doing the same thing as last time with, but here's the thing. What we didn't account for last week, we did the whole thing right, but we didn't account for the fact that depending on the range, depends on your difficulty when you do this. There is a difficulty added to this before you roll it. So let me remind myself.
Damn it.
This thing would be short range, so
That is a one difficulty.
So do it again with 1 difficulty.
I'll
a success, a thing,
I'll
but a dark
switch
pit.
and do conflict. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That
Okay,
sounds
take
sick,
the
though.
conflict, spend the other, the other light side point, and
That one's not
then
the triumph?
this now. So at the same time as the other one gets hit, this one just gets wiped out by this force pike coming towards him. What do you do? Because you're dealing enough damage here that it will KO or kill him. It's up to you. One of them's going down. What happens?
I think I would like to not KO him, but after last session, I thought, I don't know if I know how to do that. I don't know if Nuada knows how to do that, so I think we should just roll a 1d2. 1 is lethal and 2 is non-lethal,
Sure.
and it's up to
Yeah.
chance, I guess. I would very much prefer not to kill him, but I don't think we have that kind of control,
That's how you want to do
especially
it.
right now when
Go
we're
for it.
panicking. Cool. He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh no! Why did I
happened?
do this? I don't think I realize. I think I trip him, and it's probably just the way his head cracks against the floor.
Yeah.
He's just dead, and I don't realize it yet.
Right. I'm just seeing this isn't something you would want to do. Right?
I think it's not my intention to do it, but I think
Deep down.
How do you feel about killing
No,
this clone trooper
I don't-
is what I'm asking, I guess. I'll reword
Right.
the question.
Sorry, say it again.
How
Ask
do
me
you
again.
feel about killing this clone trooper?
Ends justify the means.
You're okay with it?
I don't know if I am yet or not. When I find out, we'll see, I guess. But I don't think she knows yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think what's more important to me is that my friends get off this fucking planet.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she's a bit more pragmatic than I am. So I think
Right.
she will not care.
Yeah. You take this guy out and he crumples to the floor in front of you. The two of you now grab the force pikes out of the air. You both have your weapons back. Mechanically, is there anything else you want to do on those turns? Those would have been your actions.
I will go into
The second clone trooper
bodyguard.
is like getting up. He's kind of on the ground and he's standing up to get on with
bodyguard
his
stance,
team.
but also move. We want. I think I would like to run now that they're toppled. Run to find our friends who have also gone down.
You're
the
going to
hall,
leave
right?
this other clone trooper to use his radio? I will not do that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, you can.
Okay,
You can
yeah,
do
I will
whatever,
not do
but-
that.
I've already started. I think sprinting, whatever that is, double a movement or whatever. But yeah,
You
I don't know,
have
whatever.
one maneuver, so you can move one
I'll
range
move
band
one.
away.
I'll move a band. Yep.
Although this
Yeah,
might be
I
chaotic
think-
for everyone looking at it, it makes sense to me right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do the
Yeah,
same
then I will
positioning.
move one range band to get to the clone trooper that is still alive.
Yeah. and he's going to stand up. And let me just see. I think to stand up, is it free or does it take a maneuver? I guess it doesn't matter. He's going to stand up. He's going to turn around.
Wasn't there?
And he's going to fire his weapon at you, Nuada.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Because you're just behind him. And it's like, for
Yep.
him, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, of course.
Now, what is close range?
I think he has a difficulty. Yeah.
He does,
I think it's
but
just one though.
it's a heavy it's a heavy
2.
weapon. 2?
Oh, 3. 3
3?
difficulty with a heavy.
Close range, heavy is 3 difficulty. Cool. Okay.
Engaged, yeah.
I'll spend a dark side point to upgrade one of his die. And he is gonna fire his blaster rifle at you.
Mm-hmm.
On 1 success. So that is 10 damage. That's the roll. What's the roll we have on successes?
Is that a success?
Oh.
All I see is an
Oh,
advantage.
yeah, you're right. It's an advantage. You're correct. There is no
But
he-
advantages
he
count
misses.
as successes if you don't get anything else.
We've literally never done it
Yeah,
that
no,
way
that's
before.
not true.
Yeah.
Where did you
Okay.
Where did you come up with that? Just in case we are wrong.
That
Yeah.
I think
that's
that
a
is true.
rule that was discussed in the Discord. And the
Yeah, no, that guy was
text
lying. He
Discord.
didn't know what he was talking about. That guy, if he ever comes near me again, I'm kidding. He was being friendly, but he was wrong. Advantages are never successes. Only successes and triumphs are.
Cool.
Okay.
You could also, you could use your
But the
success
rule
as an
that-
advantage to someone else, or like your whatever your failure as, but it can give someone else an advantage, whatever that may be,
Right.
narratively. I don't know what the rules are. I'm just saying.
What are you trying to say?
Well, you guys just asking about damage, and the rule that we decided was the first success is the damage listed,
And then the
and
rest
every
is the
success
ads.
after that is bonus.
Because it doesn't make sense otherwise. And I've seen it written both ways, and every time I read it, it makes sense both ways, and I just can't get my brain to just pick one. Okay, so he just gets an advantage, which I think for him really doesn't do a lot. Let me just see what I can do with advantages, because they don't have strain and things. They have just got wounds. Yeah, honestly, you can't really do anything, so I guess I'll just... That's that. It is now the other 2 PCs' turns. You guys are much further down the hallway, like 1 range band down the hall, and in a cargo hold. The 2 security droids have glided past you and head down towards the other end of the complex. What are you doing? And who wants to go first mechanically? You can chat it out if you want. It's RP is all incidentals.
Where did we end up? We have a mission. Are we there, by chance?
And how far away from Bay 5, I think it was.
You're talking. How far are you are away from who?
From
The reason why we're
artifact.
here.
You ran away, didn't you?
We continued running down the hall,
Mhm.
which is that's the direction we were headed.
Yeah.
And I think the next bay over was the artifact.
Correct. Yeah.
Did we run past it?
No. You're between
Okay.
that bay and this one.
Okay, so I guess I'll peek out the door and see what I see. And I see, assumedly, security droids hovering past us. Do I see Rugo running towards us? Or is that all around the bend?
Rugo's probably like at the doorway, so I don't think you'd see him necessarily.
Okay.
The security droids are gone. They're around the corner. It's likely they'll come back eventually, but right now they're
Right.
out of sight.
If we heard
I
all the
think-
commotion,
Yes.
too. Okay.
So we know
heard
they're
the blaster
fighting.
fire, yeah.
We go right, we save your friends. We go left, we finish the mission. It's quite the decision you gotta make, huh?
The security droids are gonna be on them, and they're gonna see them fighting with clone troopers. We're gonna have to go back for them.
We go back
So-
from, there's no telling. We heard a lot of commotion. We don't know who's the victor over there. It could be your friends. It could be the troopers.
Right,
We
well,
go left,
either way.
we complete the mission. We get what we need. We circle back for your friends if they're still around. What do you value more? An artifact or your friends?
I think it's a question of what I value more. I think it's a question of what.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, kid.
Okay. How about you stop talking and you follow me, and I'm gonna run towards all the fighting.
Testy.
Yeah. So you can use one maneuver to get to one range band closer. They're 2 range bands away to be at the door again. You use, basically what you did was you use 2 maneuvers then. Get one,
Okay.
and then you get
So
the
we
second one on
can-
your action, kind of.
We can move into the. We can move here.
Yep, that puts you halfway between the place you were just then and the actual doorway that Rugo is
Right.
kind of at to bay 5, I think it was.
And that puts me at a long distance from this clone trooper, correct?
It does, but you have no line of sight because you've got to get to the doorway.
Because we're around.
You're in a hallway,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, then am I about to run into the back of the droids?
Nope, they're like the opposite way from you, and they're
Oh, all right. Then
currently
I'll
nowhere to be
run
seen.
directly up to Rugo, I guess. I run into Rugo.
Yeah. You're like around one side of the doorway, Rugo is on the other, and he's running away from behind them, or behind him. You see Nuada, force pike in 2 hands, the clone trooper kind of readying himself, kind of staggering backwards. He's clearly fired a shot, but the 2 of them seem to be fine for now. Well, Nuada has 1
Okay.
wound that you already saw her take, but no additional wounds.
Right.
That would be the end of your turn, I think. Yeah. And then that brings us to Hop. What are you doing?
I think Hop would follow Dax, and what he wants to do. Sorry, I have some in my throat. I can't get rid of it. What he wants to do is he wants to close the bay doors that lead out into the hallway. Is there a panel somewhere inside, or is it outside, or what?
There would be a panel on the outside of the doorway where Dax is. Let's see if there's a panel in here. There is not a panel in the room that you're in.
Okay.
You have to get up to where Dax was, or find another one elsewhere.
I think I'll go up to where Dax was.
Okay.
Which was, you mean the medium band or where he is currently?
Where he is currently.
Okay.
Right on the outside of the door, basically.
Yeah. So like right. Let's
Yep.
say like there-ish, right?
Going to cost you your 2 possible maneuvers. Yeah, there's a panel there, but you need another action to be able to do it. I think you can spend light side points to get actions, but I'm not sure.
I
But
don't think we have it. Do we have any light side points? We do.
Yeah, you got 1.
How far did the droids sound when I ran in here? Could I not hear them, or did they sound like they were circling up?
The droids seem far away right now.
Okay.
It's
All right.
very likely they're going to be back soon enough, but like in the immediate moment, no. They're
Okay.
at the other end of the hall, which is pretty long.
All right.
Okay. Brings us to the top of the round, and one of you guys could potentially go again or discuss between yourselves. Anyone can go now.
I would like to go, potentially. Unless somebody else wants to do something else. I just want to take this guy out, potentially, before he gets on comms again.
I would just like to go at some point in the near future to close these goddamn doors so the droids don't come and add more opponents.
You can go first.
Okay. Then I'll go and I want to close these damn doors. So
You want to close them from the inside or the outside?
From the inside, if there's a panel here.
Yeah.
I chimed in with a. Haven't you people
ever heard of
Is it-
closing this goddamn door?
There's also a Linkin Park song that you could have referenced, and but I'll allow it.
You know what? In the end, it doesn't even matter, Brad.
And not that one.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just going to say that you and Dax kind of, you just get like a one-step incidental to get on the inside of the doorway. And this would be a computers check. And it's just to close the doors, so it would be a difficulty of 1. Or it would be a difficulty of 1 if I didn't use a dark side point, which I'm going to. So upgrade the difficulty of 1. So 1 difficulty, 1 purple, and then underneath it upgrade 1, and then you roll your computer's check.
I'm sorry. So I got to do a 1 difficulty, and what else do I have to do?
Yep, underneath where the purple dice is, there's upgrade. Just turn that in, make that a 1 as well.
And then just make sure to tab out as well.
Yep, and click out, and then roll your computer's
Click out,
check.
rather, yeah.
Sorry, I've been typing in the modifiers as 1p.
Oh, you've been typing them in?
Yeah.
Well, I can't help you.
I don't know how to do the other one.
Yep, I don't know either. Okay, scroll all the way to the top of your character sheet, and you'll see.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll print screen it.
Perfect. Sorry.
Yeah. This
Don't be.
in our Discord. The purple 1, and then underneath that upgrade, set that to 1 as well.
Boom. Okay. And then I just click the dice.
And then
in the
computer's
middle,
check.
right?
Yes. Just make sure you remove the manual modifiers that you did.
Oh, yeah. And then this. Like that.
That is just a flat out failure. You sort of
Damn it.
nothing happens. Why? What happens here?
I think Hop's just not great with computers, and he's rushing himself anyways, and he probably pressed something a bit too hard and it just popped up. Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, the little guy from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, You didn't say the magic word. Please.
You do have a potential maneuver here if you want. You still have another maneuver. Maneuvers can be used for a few different things. There is a handout that you've got that is the basic
Is there
combat.
cover by me by chance?
You can, if you sort of use a point or whatever to get into cover, then yeah, we can say there's probably like cargo and haulers and stuff in here, so you can dive behind one of those to take cover. Yeah. Okay. Next PC, next player.
Me.
Okay, Nuada.
Do I use the force pike to try to take him out, or do I push him? Question, GM, because I don't know how much damage a force pike does. Is it possible for me to knock him out potentially with my force pike the way I do with a force push in one move?
That would depend entirely on what your damage output is with that thing. So it's your brawl
Damage 3, critical 2.
plus the.
So that's like not
It's damage
possible to do
3.
enough damage in one turn, right? If I'm thinking that correctly.
No, I think it is. Let me.
Is it?
Yeah, let me see what you've got. Where is it? Why don't you have it on your sheet? Where is it?
The force pike?
Yeah. Am I crazy?
I should. Combat
Where?
item inventory, or is it under combat?
I don't know.
Sorry. It is. It's
It'd
just
be under
tabbed.
weapons.
Blaster, pistol, force pike. There it is. It's right there.
Oh, I
Damage
couldn't see
5,
it.
critical
Okay.
2.
Oh, it was a drop down, right?
Yeah.
5. Hold on.
So-
Why is mine 3?
No, it is 3. So what it is a 3+. So it's 3 plus your brawl or brawn.
Yeah.
Got it.
So.
So for me, that's
so
only
you just
5.
you just did it, yeah. In the damage, it's 5. If your brawn changed, it would go up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the they basically have 5 wounds is what they would have to take. So as long as you're successful, you'll get him, and it doesn't. You know what, they have soak.
I was just gonna say, like, the only reason I ask is because I think.
Yeah, you'd have to do really well, actually.
Yeah, then no, I'm
They have
gonna
armor.
do whatever will get the job done. So I will force move him, and hopefully, let's try not to kill him.
Okay.
Good luck.
Wait, we need to do your difficulty.
Oh, sorry.
I just need to figure it out every time. So this is close range.
Yeah.
So short. So 1 difficulty, I think. Yeah.
For close
Short and close. Yeah. Melee.
is just the one.
Oh, melee difficulty is 2. You're in melee range. Yeah. 2.
Okay.
So 2.
Well, is
difficulty.
it? So it's less difficulty short because I can just back up, right? I can just use my maneuver to back up to do it.
Yes, I don't know why that's the case. I guess because we're doing some weird stuff with the force here. But difficulty, general range difficulty, melee is 2,
Mhm.
short is 1. So yeah.
Okay, so then I'll just back up
And then make
so
it,
that
yeah.
it's the 1 difficulty. Yeah. Okay.
I guess because they
um,
can interfere with you in melee
Yeah,
range.
that makes
would
sense
be
to me actually.
What it is, I assume.
Also, there's just like that whole idea about, momentum and how close you are. It's totally fine. Okay, let me roll again. I will use one of those.
So we did this wrong last time. You need 2 pips, remember? Last time you generated 1, and I'll let you have it because what's done is done. But the you need 2 pips because you need to add.
There's
the strength.
it's the control that does the damage.
Yeah, but you
right?
need 1 strength.
Oh yeah,
'cause it needs to
yeah.
be silhouette 1.
Yeah, yep.
So you can turn both of those.
So I can do
with
this. Yeah, I'll do that then, so that we can. She can do this.
2 conflicts and both
Yep.
light side points spent.
Yep.
Can you use 2 light side points? You know what? Yeah, you can. Fuck it. I don't know if you can, but you can now. And I'll figure it out another time.
Okay. 2 successes and 2 advantages. Can I say that one of those advantages is before he's able to call for help?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I just roll the 1d2 to see if we kill him?
Yep, if you want to do that, yeah.
Oh,
Make sure to
wow,
spend the
cool.
points.
So happy about this.
Killed another one, but make sure you
Fucking
spend the
Christ.
points on your sheet because it mechanically
Yeah,
has to
yeah,
come
yeah.
back over to me.
There you go. And then
And
let me take the conflict too before I
you get the
forget.
extra 2 conflicts, and you kill another
Yep.
guy here. What happens? What do you do?
Ooh. Yeah, I don't want him to call for help on the comms. Because I think, that's just going to endanger us and more people. And I force push again, but I don't know what I'm doing really. And I push him too hard and he breaks his neck. Same thing.
And he crumples to the ground.
Cool.
Yeah, the 4 of you are now standing in this bay. This is
I just realized. I'm so sorry, Brad. I just
Yeah.
realized why you asked me how I would feel if he was dead, because you wanted me to roll something for it right now. So even if I don't know if they're dead or not, do you want me to do that now?
No.
Okay. Wait till I
but
find
I
out.
do. But I will need an answer before the end of the session.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think for now you're out of combat for a second.
Yeah.
You're aware
Okay.
that these security droids are activated and searching for you.
Okay.
But this combat for a moment is over. There are 2 dead droids, 2 dead clones, and one that's absolutely KO'd in a pile of boxes. In front of you is the ship, the JM 5000 Jumpmaster that they were investigating and they were kind of looking over when you were pulled to one side. You're in Bay 5 and you were heading for Bay 4, which is the one over the way the droids went south, in this kind of horseshoe
Doors
corridor.
aren't closed.
The doors are open. Yep, he didn't close the doors. What do you guys do now?
Now what?
All right, let's go. We've got to go fast. Let's go to the next bay down. We're really close.
And I think I turned to Nuada and realized she's not there, and she's
Yeah.
over at the. And I just sort of sink for a moment, and like I don't really want to yell, but I just sort of wait and signal for her to come and meet us.
But there are 3 clone trooper outfits right here. God damn it. Okay, yeah, sure. I will hesitate. I see that I see Rugo waving me over, and then I head over.
I mean, that's perfectly great. I mean, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Does Nuada talk about taking these?
Yeah, probably. How far away are
Okay.
you guys? I'm so sorry. I didn't hear
You're-
how
We're
you're
far.
two
all-
range bands. I don't know.
You're all in the hangar bay. You're close enough that you can have
Oh,
a
okay,
conversation
okay,
quite
okay.
easily.
Yeah.
Anyone
Um,
looking at
then-
these clones, if you're curious, can
Should
make
we-
me a medicine check with difficulty 2, if you want to know whether they're alive or
Sure. Actually, no, I don't know. I don't think I care. Actually, I sort of no, I don't.
Should we go in disguise?
I don't know if we have time. Do we have time for what? Time for how?
The droids are still circling.
We should be all right.
That's why I'm suggesting we take the outfits.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I'm already in disguise, so if you 3 want to change into clone trooper outfits, go ahead.
I will
You
do
don't
that.
look like-
I don't even
Same
hesitate.
thing. Yeah, I gotta do the same thing.
And then I will find out that they're dead. Probably. Because I'm
Oh,
undressing
yeah.
one of them. Yeah, that's when I find out.
the 2 closest ones to you guys are dead if you're going for those 2.
Yeah. I would have gone for probably one. I
Yeah,
took
I'm gonna
down.
grab one too.
Yeah.
And then I think as I'm putting the armor on, I look over at Hop and Dax.
I'll be hiding while you're doing this in case the droids show up.
Yeah, I think Hop's leaning against the door, but
Okay, so it's just
Just off to
Rugo
the
and
side.
Nuada that are getting in
cool.
the outfits. That's okay. We can escort the prisoners. It'll be fine.
Hop looks at Nuada and says, "Aren't you a little short to be a clone trooper?"
How dare you? I love you so much, Greg. And yes, I am.
Great, and now I got to worry about that
Yeah.
for when the droids go. All right, I will do that. I don't know how long that's going to take. I also don the rest of the armor.
Yeah, let's find out how long that takes. This is probably going to take a moment, so I think I will just roll D20. You're good. You have time to get into the gear, and it doesn't seem like these droids are coming back immediately. They've probably gone for like a full sweep all the way around, so they might be going around the other way. If they just went to the end of the horseshoe and back, they probably would have been here by now. So you 2 get into these clone outfits now. What do you do with the other armor that you had on, Rugo, and the clothing that you had? If I guess the normal clothing you could fit into, but
Normal clothing I put up. The armor that I have, I think I'm just gonna. I want to take it with me, but I don't think it matters. I think it's just gonna swap out into the other stuff. If it's the same armor, it's the same armor.
okay. You the 2 of you get into that armor. Do you take the blaster rifles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to look legit.
I have a force
I
pike on my
think,
back.
if Rugo's leaving his old armor, I think Hop would put it on one of the current clone troopers. And then if anyone would oblige, put him in the cockpit seat of the ship.
Speeder. Yeah.
Of the,
Okay, yeah, you do that while they're getting changed. The unconscious clone,
clever.
you doing anything with them?
I don't think
I
so.
will cover them, like put them behind some boxes or something, so they're not easily seen, as well as the other dead clone.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and sorry, and Hop away from the kids. I think he would blast
Love
the trooper's face so it's not recognizable.
the dead one.
The dead one that's in the cockpit.
Right, okay. There is one last question. How do you feel about the fact that you killed 2 of them? You broke 2 of these clones' necks.
I know everyone's gonna hate me, but I don't think I shouldn't say it's not that I don't care. I think I'm momentarily like, well, that's not what I intended to do, but we have to get out of here, and that's just the bottom line, I guess. I think they were gonna take
No.
Rugo away, and I don't know what was gonna happen. They were gonna. It's my
Perfectly
fault. I
okay
used
with
my.
it.
No, not perfectly, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Right. You gonna struggle with this later?
Probably a little. I'll have to meditate on it.
Okay. Well, that's vaguely ambiguous. Roll me a D5.
Sorry,
No,
Sure.
roll me a D3 plus 2.
4.
Take 4 conflicts.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think anyone else would take any conflicts here.
Yeah, I think I would, just for the whole situation.
The situation getting out of hand, take an extra one, yeah.
Yeah.
The other 2, I can't imagine would take any conflict here.
No.
He's already dead.
Yeah. I did it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also probably revealing a dead trooper, and probably keeping that in and seeing that Nuada killed one,
Yeah.
would probably get to him. So yeah, I think that would justify another conflict.
Yeah, these guys were your comrades in arms literally 7 months ago, so it's probably a bit weird.
And then they literally killed all of the Jedi for the most part. So I don't know if I have any.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's good. It's up to you how you want to feel about it. Entirely up to you how you want to feel about it. That's why I give you the option.
Mm-hmm.
I won't overimpose anything on you. Plus, you guys and your understanding of the Order 66 situation is very vague.
Yeah, we
You're
don't know
not
too
a
much.
viewer like we might be
Yeah.
watching this thing. You guys are on the other end of this with your perspective being very confusing, and you have very little information as to what exactly happened there. It's just crazy. The only thing you do understand is that it is surely some sort of strange propaganda from this new emperor and this new galactic empire. But why and what's going on behind all the scenes would be insanely difficult to comprehend at this point. So
I think so too. I also think like there's something to be said about when your whole world is turned upside down and you only have these 3 people, that you would prioritize them and their proximity to you over pretty much anything else, because if you lose them, you've got nothing. At least that's how I would think Nuada would look at it.
2 people. We don't know who the hell this guy is.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Jace actually, and then remembered he's dead, so it's fine.
Right.
Little old innocent me. Just
Right.
blasting
Yeah.
random
Shut up, you
corpses.
spy.
So just to go over it, since we're here for the viewers, the
I'm here
the
for me.
conflict mechanic is a thing that happens between sessions. If you're playing it at home or whatever, you do it at the end of the session. We tend to do it at the end of the session, but after the credits and everything, so off cam. And what it affects is your Jedi morality. Jedi in this game, or well, Force sensitive Force users in this game have a morality scale that goes from 0 to 100. When you accrue conflict in play from things that might cause conflict, I'll tell you what some of them are. You might get 1 for lying or personal gain. You might get 3 to 4 for unnecessary destruction. You can get 10 for torture and murder and things like that. And so you kind of just got to figure it out when it's a weird one like we just had. And you accrue these conflicts. At the end of the session, we roll some die to determine how those conflicts affect your morality scale. And it's just a number. You basically roll a d10 and then you do a calculation to determine whether you have more or less conflicts accrued plus the number you rolled in that d10, and then that either adds to or subtracts from your total morality scale. It's only going up and down like 2 or 3 or so for each
Except
one.
for mine.
So it's not that, yeah, you've accrued a lot of conflict though.
Yeah.
So the 50 is the starting point and neutral. 0 is like full-blown dark side. 100 is like paragon light side. You shift into dark side at around 30. You become a sort of paragon light side user at around 70. Just by accruing conflict doesn't mean that New Order is going dark side. It doesn't actually.
Yeah, I'm actually at 65, Chuck.
Okay.
So I'm 5 away from.
You're accruing
She's
you're
actually
accruing
Yeah.
trouble, but you're getting.
Yeah.
you're
But I
boosting your
meditate
light side
after,
from it.
and I'm okay with it.
Right.
Yeah,
So however
yeah.
we want to roleplay it or justify it is whatever. But yeah, so you're having these things, these conflicts that are happening, but you're still using the Force and you're still interfacing with it, and whatever your meditation and the things that are happening, actually by drawing so many conflicts and being in conflict, you've got more to meditate on, and therefore I guess more to like process and move through and understand, I guess, is kind of how this is working out, because these conflicts might be building up, but the d10 that you're rolling is high, right, or low that you've been doing, so it's been adding
like
to the
today
thing.
I don't think
Today I think it's
succeed.
probably going to drop, but so a conflict doesn't
We'll see.
immediately mean that the character will be going dark side, though, even though it seems like that would be the case, because you're kind of doing these potentially amoral acts that would immediately be like an influence on the dark side. So it comes down to a second roll between sessions. We do it after the show because
it's like
I just
D10
thought it might
get
be.
under the amount of conflict you accrued to go under that. So if you accrued a little bit,
Yeah,
you
and
roll
if
like
you
a
roll
5, then you
higher
get,
than
like,
your
+3.
conflict,
Yeah.
you go up.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm at
And,
7 right now.
Yeah, so
I'd
everyone's
have to-
doing that.
I'd have
doing
to
sessions.
roll really well.
But bear in mind, not
pretty cool.
everyone, because I thought it would be fun. I've done some homebrew. This is kind of homebrewed. I know that I shouldn't be homebrewing too much because I don't know how to do this game yet. But not everyone started at 50 in this, because they're characters that have already existed in the setting and they've
that
lived
makes
lives
sense.
up to this point. So I let them justify having like plus or minus of 5 or 10 at the beginning, if you wanted to justify that in this. And there is a different morality element to this in play as well. There is also, unbeknownst to the 3 that don't have it yet, obligation in play now, which is a second thing which is similar that's been playing in the background, but that is a tale for another time, I think, which was the bullshit line that Maz Kanata gave for how the fuck she came up. She had the Anakin's lightsaber and never ever explained it.
And it was never
Which was great.
explained.
And I'm going to be using that every week. So
an entire series about it.
you
The Mandalorian.
you 4 are now, 2 of you are in Clone Trooper outfits, 2 of you remain in your outfits as it is. There is no like chaos. It doesn't seem like there are any like, there's not like another group of clones heading towards you, but you do know that there are at least 2 S1 security droids that are actively looking for you. It might be that clone did call in backup from elsewhere and there are clones on the way, or it might not. I don't think you know. So what do you guys do now? As it sits, you look like you're pretty clear to get out of this hangar and head out. But how you want to do that and what you do now is
So
up
now
to
what
you.
are we doing?
Let's go. Let's go down to the
I
other
follow.
bay and finish this.
Yeah.
How are you doing it? You running or are you sneaking?
I think we walk normally. Is that?
A casual walk.
I think we
I'll
would
escort
walk.
you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
would.
think
Yeah.
we're escorting for sure.
Dax
I see
and
through him.
I would have our hands over our heads, fingers locked, and
If we run into any security droids, I'll
yeah, exactly.
talk with them. Right.
That's right.
Okay, let's have any one of you. Dax, roll me a force die. This is a spellwind die. It doesn't mean anything other than I'm going to use this to determine everything. Dark side.
Can we use the... Do we even have one to use? Damn it.
I don't know if you do.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I don't think so. You get halfway again when you hear the of some droids. They're coming up from behind you, and they're heading down the hallway towards you. They've done
Yeah, we got halfway where,
they've done a full like circle of this
So
complex,
they're
and they're coming
approaching
down.
from behind us.
They're approaching from behind you. Yeah.
I will turn to them.
Yeah, these 2 things arrive. So that you know what they look like. Do I have an image? I don't think so.
I'm gonna die, I'm
actually.
gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Here, I'll pull one up onto this,
I'm gonna die.
onto the map for us to look at, so you can see. It's one of these things. If you recognize what they are, those floating security droids. Alright, I don't know if I have a. I don't.
Oh my god!
And it comes up. 2 of them stop. The red sort of light scans the area. You get this sense that this thing is scanning you. But it stops as if it's taking orders from the clone trooper. But they don't say anything. These droids. What do you do? They don't attack you or anything. They stop.
We'll take it from here, thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna roll 1 dice for these droids. And they are not smart, I don't think.
Use my could I use my 2 boosts to give them a 2 setback on their roll?
Yeah, you know what? You can.
Sweet.
Cool.
Well, they have no stats, so I guess it's just this one. And that would be 2 setbacks. They're going to roll just a vigilance to see if they can figure out what's
Situation's
going
handled,
on.
thank you. You'll take it from here.
That is, they generate 3 threats. Essentially, really all this means, I think, is what it says there. Misses a key piece of information about the situation. It just, the 2 of them just, and then they float off and go back to their thing, their patrol.
Slowly turn nervously to everybody else. Alright?
I nod in approval at you. Like, good job.
Yeah. And you carry on marching down the hall. The next bay.
As you are prisoners, let's go. As I try to jokingly.
Watch where you're
Okay.
pointing that thing, would you?
I don't even know what this is.
I swear to God, Greg.
S Bay 4.
Your dialogue is just gonna be quotes from Star Wars, and I love it.
Does this mean we're gonna die? Oh, damn it.
You turn. You arrive at S Bay 4. The bay doors are closed, but you can see through them, And in there is one of these, the T4A Lambda class
Oh, yeah.
shuttles, the classic Imperial shuttle that you'll see in many different Star Wars IPs. And the doors are closed though. There is a console there that you could access.
I ain't touching it.
The big doors, as in like the big open flying in doors, are closed, but the access to the bay is open.
No, the doors access to the bay, the cargo
is closed.
bay doors. There's doors that allow you into this cargo bay. There is the
With like a window that we could see it.
you can
but we
see through a
can't-
window
yeah,
in
yeah,
these.
yeah, cool.
So these are like large
Star
cargo
Wars
bay
window.
doors. There is another set of doors in each one of these hangar bays that takes you into the actual complex of the spaceport.
Okay.
And there is the opening, which is kind of these are like domes that open up. All of them are closed to this one because this is an Imperial's vessel. They're not just going to leave it.
And I'm just
So
thinking
I'll
about
open,
notes here. All right, go ahead.
I'll try to open the door, and I've got that
Do we
item
need
from.
the scrambler? Do we need to
Sorry.
go in there? I know that we're going I don't remember. I don't have our notes about the mission. Do we have to even go into the main, or are we good in cargo? Are we picking up this artifact in the cargo? This is a question for everybody else. Does anyone remember that?
It's inside there. It's the cargo
It's
is
in the
there.
ship or it's in the cargo bay? Because we're in the cargo like drop off,
Oh,
right?
Right.
We are? I thought we were just in a hallway.
You're in like a cargo
Offloading
hall,
station.
It's just where you would bring in a hauler to take large
This is
cargo
where the
out
luggage
so
would
that you
go.
don't- yeah, like so you don't have to go into the spaceport. The spaceport is like an airport terminal. This is that bit in the back where they're just wheeling
you grab your
around
luggage from, yeah.
luggage. But it's huge because sometimes they're offloading huge amounts. So you're in a really big kind of tunnel, horseshoe that goes around the outside of the complex. On the inside are the different bays, and then these sort of terminals on the inside of that, and then the front of it is right at the far south of where you are. The cargo that you're looking for, the information, and I think I wrote it down that you
Yeah, that's
technically
fine.
got. Now,
Have
Nuada
that
knows that this thing is
detail.
in there
Yeah.
beside the actual thing because she saw the
Inside the ship.
Yeah.
beside the ship. There's a bunch of cargo next to it, and one of those
Sure.
cargo.
So she has the information that I
She has it in her
have.
head, and
I would share it now at this point.
Dax and
Yeah.
Hop have
Dax
the
is
actual
trying to get
information that the Imperials are hauling out a bunch of stuff, but one of the things in particular is a crate full of Jedi belongings from the Purge that they've gathered up, and they're gonna take with them next time they head out. So it's presumed that it's either on the ship or next to it. However, Nuada has seen that it is next to it.
Yeah. I think
Rugo
you need to
genuinely
get in there, I
probably
would
has
say.
no idea. Yeah.
no idea. I think Rugo would probably start looking at.
Right, so which one of these crates has probably got it?
It's inside. And where did you say it was, Brad? It's like on the ship.
No, it's beside
No.
the ship. There's a bunch of crates. They're all on repulsor lifts, which are the things that make them float around. And
Repulsor.
there's just a bunch of them there waiting to be loaded up the next time this thing heads out.
Yeah.
It's in there next to the ship, I think. I heard him say. Because I look at Hop and I realize I don't want to just be like, yeah, I saw it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I'll stay here then, in case.
we should all go together.
Okay.
One of us should
so-
probably stay by the door.
So I'm going to stay by the door. You can take this, who wants this? And I give the blaster to someone.
That's a DC-15 blaster rifle. It's a heavy
I sling
rifle.
it, and then I take out my
Yeah.
force back.
I think I would put the blaster. I mean, I have one as well, so I just put that back, and I am also have my force pike ready, because I'm not as good with the blaster as I am with a force pike. So,
And I'm going to wait by the doors. I'll be here then.
all right.
Sounds good.
During this time, Dax, you're trying to slice the door open.
That's
Okay.
right.
This door would be a computer's check with a difficulty of... This one is a difficulty 2. However, you have the scrambler. And what did that give you before? Do you remember? I think I have it written down, but if you remember, I don't know.
It might have been a boost or an upgrade. I cannot remember which.
Jesus, Chad.
Scrambler. I think it was a boost as well. Because I've got so many of them, I have to use a dark side point on this one. So this is going to be 2 difficulty with an upgrade, and then you have a boost die to your computer's check.
Right.
2 successes, a threat, and a despair. I think I know what happens here.
Yeah, I think we all do.
How does that mechanically work? A despair counts as a
a
Failure.
natural 1.
Crit-
It's a
yeah,
crit
critical
failure.
right. Okay.
Yeah. You know what you did here. One,
You know what you did.
you were successful. But in doing this, you tripped something and you have alerted the Imperial authorities. That's all you know.
Right.
No alarms go off
Okay,
though. Nothing crazy happens, and the doors open up.
All right. I communicate to my friends. Okay, I tripped some sort of alarm. We've got about 2 minutes to get this thing and get out of here. Let's go, and run inside and start looking through the cargo immediately.
Yes, you all go running in. Nuada, you know exactly which one it is, but to be honest, they all look exactly the same. There are 12 different cargo crates here. They're just metallic-looking things, just the size of a very large suitcase, and they're all on repulsor lifts at the back end of where this lambda is. There's no other things in here, no droids, no clone troopers, no Imperials, no Umbara militia or anything like that. And the ship is locked up tight. This would be a nice ship to steal, just if you wanted to. It's obviously an Imperial ship, but because I think you guys need to know these things, whereas the Jumpmaster can only take 2 people, this thing can seat at least 4. And so this would be an option for you of the ships that are in here, because I know you guys are kind of back of your heads making notes of any ships you do see here, and which ones would be viable for at least 4 people. This one is one that would be doable. However, it is an Imperial ship, so you gotta justify having this thing and get the right codes and all that bullshit that you would have to do.
Sounds awful.
There's no droid sitting in it or anything like that. So no astromech just powered down behind it either.
Still need that droid.
Now, of the 12 cases, normally this would be a mini game, but Nuada, you know exactly which one it is if you just want to walk straight up to it.
Yeah.
Brad ripped up the minigame plan last
What
night.
is everybody else doing?
What is
'Cause I
everyone
think
else
I-
doing?
Question.
I think Rugo is going to, as he sort of like looks over, it's like, I think I've tripped something. There's like a moment where Rugo is a little like shifts on like hesitantly, and then grabs and then slings back the rifle and then opens up the door, looks over at Nuada and says, we gotta slow them down, as he wants to leave the cargo bay and be on the outside with the more clone troopers. I'm still a clone trooper. I mean, we could slow them down and like we
We could probably convince them.
I'll be
We've
fast.
already taken care of
I
it.
know where it is.
Alright.
And
The force be with you.
and I
And with you.
as I and I say I know, and the doors close.
Yeah.
I know.
And then the doors, and then
ship
I'm
sails
like
away.
now on the other side of the cargo, as I've angered every fan.
Weirdly, the
as
ship
I-
takes off and sails. Weird.
But I I would, like, the other two are looking around, right? I kind of want to make
Yeah,
it not
I'm looking
so
through a crate.
stealing this. I don't want Hop to see me take it. So whatever I gotta roll to do that.
I guess this would be another set of those contested checks you two love doing. Clear your dice pools at the top of the sheet, because you have no difficulties for this. This would simply be, I guess, whatever you want to justify. I guess, Hop, if you're watching her specifically, intentionally, it's probably a perception check. If you're just kind of like passively aware that she's doing stuff, it would maybe be a vigilance is sort of a passive perception check.
I think he would, as soon as we entered here, because he knows that she knows exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Because she gave that like little knowing wink last session.
Right.
And just said, towns or whatever. And then he also saw her force push the crap out of a clone trooper.
Yeah.
So, with the exception of walking down the hallway when her gun was pointed to his back, he's not lost eye contact with her.
Right.
Oh, in that case.
Well, not eye contact. He's not taking his eyes off of her.
If you're just watching the whole time, then perhaps I would just immediately walk to it and pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, you walk straight over and you locate one of these. It looks the same as absolutely all of the rest of them, but Nuada walks over to it and what do you do? It's on a repulsor lift. Again, just to remind you, because it was a week. Jarlene said that the you have to manually carry the cargo out. The repulsor lifts are all fitted with trackers. That's why she actually told that, because normally she would just send Dax in alone for this, but she sent him with people so that they've got so that you can actually carry this thing out, the crate itself.
Okay.
So you need to get it off of the repulsor lift, and you need to take the cargo. And these things are not just sitting on repulsor lifts; they're attached. You need to mechanically remove them with presumably a mechanics check at some point, unless you want to argue other things. Alternatively, you can take the repulsor and the tracker and try and do something else.
And if you're meta thinking of me, don't, because I don't have a great mechanics check right now. So anybody else can probably do it just as well.
Literally the first person I thought of.
There is definitely
can go
other
in and,
ways you can do this.
I will. So it's connected on the with some sort of mechanism.
Yeah,
assuming?
it's like mag bolts is what they are.
Right. I would be familiar with these.
Can I?
Can I blast them?
Yes.
I don't think you know which thing it's in, unless you're watching me, right? Because you're searching.
Well, what have you done then so far?
Yeah.
You've walked right up to one.
Yeah, but as far as I know, Hop was the only one that was watching me do it. It's fine if you want to have been watching me, but I just didn't know if you would or not. Yeah.
I'm searching through them. Can I even search through these?
Yeah, you.
That's what I'm wondering. We can't open them, right?
You can try and open them right now if you want to waste that time.
So that's what I'm trying.
Each one is a locked cargo thing that you're going to need to slice open as well.
Right.
Or again, break
so I
it
guess
open.
I have
something. You can try and break it open. You can blaster it open. That kind of thing.
Can I force open it? Is that a thing that I can do?
I'm gonna always just suggest like the most normal way to open this, and if you guys come up with other shit, you can always come up with other shit. There is no real wrong answers here.
So I have run in first, so I'm trying to slice into a different one.
Just a random one? Yeah, okay.
So, but question, so just so that I'm clear, we know of the one box that has the holocron in it, which is what Nuada knows, and then both Hop and Dax know of another one with a bunch of other Jedi stuff in it. No.
It's just
it's
one
the same crate
box that has a bunch of Jedi stuff in.
Including the holocron. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I try to... We're specifically supposed to take the entire crate with us. I'm having a hard time visualizing what the crate looks like, or if I can break it open and take the stuff inside and get out.
Yeah, I think I did can give you an idea of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But imagine a big suitcase made of steel.
And it's like
that's
bolted
floating.
shut, right?
It's mechanized.
Like a news
Yeah,
camera
okay.
case.
Yeah, it's one of these, and I'm sorry, chat, but this is just for us at the moment. But it's basically that.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right.
You're looking at one of those. So it's they essentially have. I'll grab it for chat, but give me a second here. They
No, it's okay.
essentially have.
Looks like a loot crate from.
Yeah, it's a loot
from-
crate, but
Jedi
the
Fallen
loot
Order.
crate
Yeah, so
itself
just-
has a
so
tracker
Google
on
that.
it. You said, right? So if we move
the
it, they'll know.
repulsor lift that it's on,
Oh, okay.
which is like those. You know, in Star Wars, everything floats.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's on a
It's on one of
thing-
those skiffs.
Yeah, it's on just a metal plate that it can
Okay.
sit on, but it's mag bolted too, that they push it around on. The crate itself
Does
doesn't
that
have
was the
repulsors on
Mandalorian
it.
too? They had
Got
a
it. Okay.
floaty
So
skiffy.
what
Yeah,
we're trying to
everything.
do is we're not trying to open the crate. We're trying to disconnect the crate from the whatever that
These
is.
crates are they're essentially padlocked, but with
Okay.
like sci-fi padlocks that are built into the crate that you would need
Yeah.
to bleep bleep bloop bloop bleep slice into to open, or have the code that you could just apply to it, which you don't.
We
so.
don't have the code.
Yeah.
Okay. So is anybody actually near me when I'm doing this? Or is it just I'm over here and
I mean,
Hop
you
is
guys,
watching?
you three are next to just 12 of these things that are lined up against the rear wall. To one side of you is this shuttle. The crates are all lined up along one wall. Hop moves up behind you guys. Dax just moves over to one of them and
I'm
immediately
trying to
attempts
see
open
if I
it.
can make eye contact with Dax without it being mega obvious what I'm doing, but I don't know if it's possible.
I guess that's between you two.
Yeah.
Also, reiterate, we can't put crate on skiff because they have scanners, right? So we have
Yeah.
to figure out what to get. Got it.
Yeah.
They're magnetized and bolted onto the thing, so we would have to break them off of
Yeah.
that to
Mhm.
carry them
Got it.
away.
Yep. Which
And
is,
we know
If
all
only we had
this.
lightsabers.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. But we don't have a way to disconnect without making noise, I think. So am I able to, as you're rifling through stuff, can I make eye contact with Dax? Or are you
I'm
facing
trying
away
to
from me?
slice. I think if you wave the hand, I would.
I'm not
see it.
going to wave a hand. I'm trying to be as discreet as possible because Hop's watching me. So if you won't make eye
I'm
contact with me, I
looking-
can't. Yeah.
I'm
it's
looking
okay.
down, trying to slice.
Fuck. Okay. I will try to slice this one then. Because Hop won't stop looking at me.
Okay. We'll do 2 rolls here. Just trying to get this so that everyone else has an idea of what these crates look like. Just imagine one of these guys in your mind's eye, and they're on a separate thing. So there's 2 devices here. This is a difficulty 2 computers check. Dax, you will have a boost to this.
Oh, God.
And each of you will upgrade the difficulty as I spend 2 of these dark side points.
Okay. Am I able to use my force ability to do it instead of computers?
You can use your force ability to probably give yourself some sort of boost on this check, yeah.
Okay, let me see what I've got. Well, I could maybe, if we want to try it, try the force move and use the strength check to potentially break it.
Do you
I do
want
that?
to... I mean, you can do that, but you're potentially going to break everything inside as well.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah, I don't
want
want to do that then. Nope, don't want to do that.
Any
Won't
sort of
even risk it.
forceful attempt to get into
Yeah.
these things, you run the risk of
Could
damaging
blow
what's
it up.
on the
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. No,
And that comes
never.
entirely
Would never
down to
risk
the
it.
roll and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yep. Then I'll try
And every
computers.
time we use the force, we also get the ring rates on us, so we have to be careful.
Yeah.
Right. Next to you, Dax, one of these things springs open. And on the inside, Dax, you find... Here we go. This one is roll me first a D1, 2, 3, 4. Roll me a D4. And then roll me a D2. And now roll a D99.
Oh, wow.
71. In here are a bunch of parts. As you scan this thing, you see that some of these are the parts to something called anti-concussive armor.
How many? Like, just a lot?
It's a bunch. It's what is the equivalent of an encumbrance 8. And we haven't quite... We're not going to go too crazy with encumbrance because we haven't quite figured that out. Well, we figured it out, but we haven't gone on to it yet. But it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think what this is that armor from Fallout that those big guys wear. Hang on.
Looking it up, and it is pretty bulky.
Yeah, it's big boy.
It's like bulky Mandalorian armor.
Yeah. These are just parts towards it. You don't know if this thing would put together like Lego and be a thing, or if it's just completely useless, or what.
You pick that up, I have to make more armor.
It's an insane amount of stuff. To take it, you're probably going to have to take the cargo crate.
Yeah. The moment it opens, though, I would use this opportunity to discreetly be like, any luck? To get his attention.
No, I don't think this is it. I'm going to try the next one.
I am looking at you, and I'm looking down at the box that I've got right now, and then I kind of... I'm trying to tell you to come over here to this box as discreetly as I can, but I don't know if you would get that or not, or care.
I would probably say we should be opening as many as we can at the same time, and I would look back at Hopper and say, why aren't you trying to open a box?
I couldn't get a door to close. You think I'm going to touch one of these and risk any sort of alert?
The alarm's already
way,
gone off.
What?
That's fair. That's true. That's fair.
I don't think we know
I told you
that.
all that. Yeah,
Oh,
you
did
did.
you?
I said that when we ran in.
Oh, yeah.
I said,
Then
you've got 2 minutes.
Because I think she knows where you need to be looking. I think I think Hop kind of like he walks away from where he was and kind of like kicks the one that's in front of Nuada a little bit. This is the one we need to open. Right? Braids.
I throw a glance to Dax like, why don't you just fucking trust me ever? Yeah.
You didn't...
It's this one.
I throw a look at New Order that says, you didn't say anything to me. What are you talking about?
No. Kids, communication is a two-way street, and once we get out of here, I'll tell you all about it. But this one needs to be open. It'd be really nice if we had a lightsaber.
Okay, I start opening it. I start slicing it. And I'm going to use a light side point to gain an upgrade.
Yeah. You,
The difficulty 2.
It is difficulty 2, and you have a boost and an upgrade. 2 advantages. This one you just struggle to open. There's a code that reads out oddly. You apply the scrambler. It doesn't seem to immediately unscramble its code, and I think it just comes back with an error. You can try this again. Obviously you won't have the upgrade, but you can have another boost because of those 2 advantages.
Okay. I'll try it again without the upgrade.
Yeah.
Now,
about a minute has passed.
Before he rolls, I think Pop's gonna put his hand on his shoulder and just gonna tell him, breathe, concentrate.
You can have another boost for that.
I knew it.
I am going to shrug his hand off my shoulder and I'm going to take a boost away because I
Can
do
I
not
notice
like this
this?
person.
Can I notice this? Can I notice this? Can I use my force foresee ability?
You can use 4C, yes.
Bro.
Give me that. Give me the 4C check first.
Okay. Difficulty?
You just have to roll a light side, that's all.
I fucking knew
Okay.
it.
I will use the thingy. I'm already in conflict. Let's go, baby.
Okay. Pop. She's gonna see something you do in the future. What is it?
Okay. She's going to.
Don't forget to write this down too.
She's going to watch me reach for a compartment that is not totally visible on my person. And reach for something.
Do I know what it is
No.
that you're reaching for? It's a fucking lightsaber, dude. I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna die! I'm sorry. Motherfuck! Greg, if you're playing a fucking...
Jedi Master, I know. I've been freaking out this whole time.
Love the whatever version
Absolute
of PTSD, just where you,
moment.
Where you,
Yeah.
where you just add what
Take
you
a
want
random
to
thing
happen
and
in,
run with it.
and then you're like, that's what's happening because that's what I want to happen, and I love it. Okay, Orcish, make the check you were gonna make. So just 2 boost die and 2 difficulty.
No, I'm only taking 1. I am
Yeah, you
actually
get 1 from
taking
the
a
scrambler and
disadvantage.
one for the advantages. You
I
would
would
have
like
3.
to take a disadvantage because I hate this fucking guy who's touching my shoulder.
It removes the advantage you would have got. So it's
Yeah.
2 because you've got 2 advantages on your previous check, which gave you another boost, and you're still using the scrambler, so it's 2 boost. If you had listened to him, you would have had 3. Because you shrug him off, you only have 2 again. You understand?
But yeah.
It doesn't make the difficulty any harder for you to just ignore him. You're just being Dax.
Yeah.
That's fine.
While this is happening, because Pop said it'd be great if we had a lightsaber right about now to open this, and I just saw the thing that I saw, I will say, do you have one?
Why would I have a lightsaber?
Cargo crate opens. You flip it up just to check what's inside. I assume you're going to scan this, or do you want to look at it properly? You know what? Actually, I'll give you this regardless. Inside, you can see very clearly that there are many sets of Jedi concealing robes, those robes that the Jedi wear all the time. You can see 4 lightsaber hilts in here. Each one appears to be broken or sort of tinkered with in a way that, like, clearly these Imperials have messed with them and taken some of them apart. But there are some usable parts. No crystals. There's something that looks like a holo map device and another Jedi holocron.
You
Right.
want the whole crate?
This one is
Yeah, we
slightly
want the
different to
whole
the Jedi holocron that you guys have in a secret panel in your apartment.
Yeah.
The one that you have has all that mechanical stuff on the bottom
Just
that
we're not
allows it
taking
to
anything and
Let
leaving
me just
yet.
put it in the
attach to the
back.
thing. This one is
Would
just a
I-
plain square. Or cube.
Do we have a
Would I be able to close it and lock it so that I could get access again?
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I've sliced into it?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to close it and put a code on it, and then I'm gonna say, let's blast the mag locks off and carry it out. We need all of this. So I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, I will do it as well.
Yeah.
Any updates? What's going on?
And then I take my rifle out and I try to blast the mag lock.
Give me 2 rifle shots.
I actually thought you were removing the maglock. I didn't realize you were opening the crate.
After I told you that was the crate.
We're going to say you're using a big heavy rifle. It's quite precise, but it's
Mhm.
still a heavy rifle. We're going to just set this as a 3 difficulty. 2 separate shots.
So me as
Alright.
well? Or is he doing it both times?
He's doing it.
Yeah. Just might as well let him do it.
The wow. So one side of this, you the blaster rifle hits, you see it disconnect from the maglock. The other side just hits the cargo crate. There's a concerning as all the things inside are moved about. Looking at the outside of the cargo crate, you don't think that the blaster bolt has like gone through and damaged anything on the inside, but that might have been bad for what was on the inside. You can attempt to roll.
Right, I immediately tried to shoot the other maglock again.
Okay, yeah, give me the roll this time. You know what? There we go. You do it. The thing comes loose. The repulsor lift glides backwards. Sorry, I might be having internet issues. You fire the blaster. The repulsor lift glides backwards. The cargo crate clearly loose on top, but you can grab it quite easily. It's going to take 2 people to carry this thing.
Alright,
Unless one of you has like a 5 in brawn or you know.
I sling it around, sling the gun around my shoulder, and I grab one side and I look at both of them, like
I'll
waiting.
grab the other
I'll
one.
grab it with them.
Okay, you 2 have it. You start moving out.
Yeah, which 2 of us are taking? Only 2 of us need to.
Dax and Hop, right?
Me and
Yeah.
me and Hop.
Only 2
okay.
of you need to hold
Okay.
it. Yeah, and then well, you're dressed as a clone trooper, so you can look like you're marching them out.
Fine.
And you head out the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Head out the door directly.
Yeah. Elsewhere, we see a small sort of command center. There's a bunch of screens up, and there are 2 clones sat down, not in armor, and they're hitting buttons on a thing in front of them. The door behind them in this center opens up, and we see the Imperial officer walk in, and the 2 clones go to stand up. Commodore! And then he... No, sit down. What is it? We've got intruders. We're sending reinforcements immediately. We've got 2 security droids. No, not yet. I want to see them. Is this them there? They look at a display, and now the 3 of them witness everything that just happened. He says, "What are those clones doing?" We believe that they are not clones. I think that they might be, and then he hits a button, and you see Bay 5 with the jump master in it. He says, if you look closely here, zoom and enhance, there is a body here. Any communications seem to have gone dead. Right. Back to this one. They move the cameras over again. Can we get a good look at these people here? The ones that aren't in the uniforms. Cameras zoom in on Hop. Zoom in on Dax. Okay. Let's see where they go. Try and follow them. We come back to U4. At this point,
Have to boost a ship.
I'm assuming you guys are loading this cargo onto the land speeders. I assume that's where you're going, right?
Yeah.
We can fast track you all over there because there are no security droids rushing towards you. The 4 of you get into the land speeders, load this cargo crate up onto the back, and where are you going, I guess? You have a couple of different options, so I'm just not going to assume for you.
I think.
So we're going back to. I mean, this is totally a Dax thing.
Am I aware of any hidden locations that she has where she keeps like a speeder or anything like that? Where I could maybe do like a change, speeder change or anything.
Yeah. I don't know if You do know.
Imagine GTA and you go in and you get the license plate.
that- yeah, the paint spray thing.
The paint spray.
Let's see. Roll me a force die. Just a plain old force die. No. Unless you want to flip that.
Yes, I will flip it.
Then yes.
All right.
You she has
Conflict as well.
she has several
yeah.
sort of safe houses that are places that she probably has a lot of them, probably all over the planet. She has a relatively extensive network within Umbara, but yeah, you're aware of at least 2 of them. There is a spot in the actual city itself, downtown. There's just an empty apartment that is a safe house that you're aware of that you could go to, and on the outskirts of town, probably on the furthest edge of where you are would be on the south, because it would be towards the outpost rather than the spaceport. There is warehouses, and one of them is just a huge warehouse in which you're aware that she keeps things and people aren't aware that she owns. That would be the ideal place to go and at least see if there is another speeder or swoop or something. If nothing else, it would probably be better than taking this thing straight back to the bar if you're feeling paranoid.
Before we reach our destination, Clone Trooper, CT Braids, and CT Tank need to ditch their armor. Otherwise, going to look real suspicious with us driving into town hurriedly with a chest.
I would say I feel very strange about the fact that no other clone troopers came out. Those security droids never came back. We should have come across some sort of resistance there. It took us.
Never showed up.
How long did it take us, Brad? 15 minutes to get out here?
No, you would have been out within a few minutes, maybe 5, with the actual
5 minutes,
2 minutes you spent on the crate. You're hyper aware that you tripped an alarm. There's no way they wouldn't have responded. Even the droids didn't come back, so it's definitely suspicious. The entire thing from tripping the alarm to getting the cargo onto the land speeders was about 7 minutes.
Okay. Then I say we're gonna go now. I want you to just ditch your armor as fast as you can while we're going.
Aren't they watching?
They could be watching.
If they already know, then
We're just gonna lead them right to the... I think they're trying to get to the buyer. Right?
I know. I'm not gonna take them there. I know a place where we can go, and maybe we can change speeders.
Okay, but what's the plan after that?
And then we.
What do you
Then
think
we-
is gonna happen when they realize this stuff is missing?
I don't think we go into the
They're
buyer.
gonna- They're gonna put
I
the
think
whole planet
you
on
need
high
to-
alert.
We need to get the droid though.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to go back. We need to get our holocron, and we got to get the droid, and we got to get out.
Are you telling me that there's probably no hangar with a droid already in it?
I'm not leaving the droid.
You can always build another droid.
I'm not leaving the droid, Nuada.
We know we have a droid almost finished at home. Let's go and get
there
it
might be a
and find the
finished
ship.
working droid right here. And we get on the ship and we leave.
What's with the droid?
I don't know.
Is it
We don't
his
have.
best
We
friend?
don't have an astrogator. None of us know the stars. Do you know the stars?
No, but there might be a droid here that does.
I think he was asking Hop.
Tank has a point though. We can take a random droid.
It's Rugo, by the way.
I'm sorry. Armor here has a valid point. Now,
It's Rugo, by the way.
Rhubarb here has a really...
It's Rugo, sir. Rugo. I'm sure you can say it.
Probably could. It doesn't matter. Rule number 1, if you learn anything from this encounter here, don't get attached.
Right, it's not about being attached.
If his
though.
droid is trusted, what makes you so sure that one of these hangar droids isn't gonna give away our position?
That's a good point.
I mean, it
So-
might give away our position, but
What's
I think it's
faster
a lot.
isn't always best.
I'm not saying it just because it's faster. The probability of us getting caught gets higher
Never
and
tell
higher
me.
the moment we stay on the planet.
I don't want to hear anything about probability or chances or odds.
I don't care what you want to hear or not.
Well played. Well played. So instead, you'd rather just waste our time arguing about all of this.
Just yours,
He's-
I think.
He's
You'd be
not
wasting your
budging.
time.
He's not. Fair enough. I've slipped by the
I just
Empire.
don't understand why we're
before.
so attached to the planet and returning. What happens when you bring the goods to her? We're leading them right to her? How do you think she's going to react to that?
I think we should
Literally,
get back.
no one here has said that we're bringing her the goods. We need the droid to get off the planet.
And there might be a working droid, finished droid here
Might.
that he could... I mean, it's a much higher probability than us hoping that we get enough money eventually to get the parts and hoping that we get enough money before we get caught. When there
Wait, this
might be
droid-
one right here that we could take.
Is this droid built yet?
No!
Missing a couple of parts. It's just... It's not
I
functioning
think
per
you
se,
actually
but
do have all the parts, technically.
I just need to install the parts and go. It's practically
I
finished.
actually
just
thought
need a
we
little
were
bit of
still
time.
missing parts. I thought we were still missing 2 parts.
I think we picked it all up from Bleach. I just haven't been able to do it.
Right.
You do have some extra parts that you could go back and steal from the Baravins, but you have the functioning parts plus.
Yeah, but then we have to what? Buy a ship? Steal a ship?
Yeah, right. And then like the
gonna be
next
so
step
much harder
is we
to
go
do
get the
that on
holocron, or
planet.
at least I think we go get the holocron, which we still
We have the
have.
whole- We have it.
What?
No, we don't. We have one.
Oh, right. The holocron we left back
Doing?
home. Yeah.
I am surrounded by idiots. I walk away. I
In
can't
the
believe you
car?
just said this for the hop.
Get in the speeder. We've
I
got
can't
to
believe
go.
you've been
I'm
talking
in the
to Hop
speeder.
this
I'm
whole
in the
time.
speeder. We'll do whatever you want, Dax.
You've been
Let's go.
Whatever you
we
want.
go. We're going. We're
You've
leaving
been
now.
saying so much stuff in front of Hop.
But
So
Maybe
much.
just
You've leaked so much
Force
information. to Hop.
pushing.
Yeah.
Foresight.
Right, and then but me,
yeah,
absolutely not
Sorry.
allowed.
I
Yeah.
the rest
So
of it wasn't avoidable. I don't think.
okay.
As saying we have something else he can rob us of, I suppose, in my opinion. Anyway,
Okay. So I've told you to take your armor off and ditch it
Off, yep.
early on in the trip.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
You're gonna keep your armor on. You're gonna keep your clone trooper armor on.
I think I was going to as well.
Yeah, there's clone
You
troopers
both
on the planet.
Your clone trooper armor on.
Yep.
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
We head
Right.
toward. Then we go to the
But
very secret
we're-
location with the clone troopers.
Who's in which
Are
we-
cars?
Are
Yeah,
we
that's
the
what I was
clones in
about to ask.
separate cars? Because we can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I guess
That's what I
guess
was
the
thinking.
clones are together, and me and Hop are in one with the cargo.
That makes more sense to me.
And you're
And
going
I don't know
separate
if we were-
locations?
I don't know if that conversation was
I told them to
together.
follow me.
I think that conversation was probably over radio. Because we were in 2 separate cars.
You're driving now doing this?
We're like, is this? Did that conversation of us? Blah blah blah.
I
what are
think
we
that
doing with the ship? Is that
conversation
happening
happened
while
right
we are?
before we parted
right
ways.
before we
'cause
got in the
the whole
cars,
point
okay.
is Nuada is like, we've got potentially a ship and a droid,
Right, but yeah,
and
you're
we're
right.
already
Here.
in Atmo.
Yeah. We're in
like
the parking
we can,
lot.
we can
Yeah.
just leave right now
Okay, that makes sense.
instead of going back to the planet. But
hmm
so we get in the same one together, and we're following them, but we're in our trooper uniform.
Okay.
Helmet's on still. At least mine is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys
same.
are heading back into the city somewhat, but you're also driving through it. This is gonna be an interesting one.
Are you driving or am I?
You can drive if you want. I think
Yeah, actually,
I
how
don't
is
think I
your?
want to,
Do you
but
have?
I will.
I think I'm a little frustrated to drive, to be honest.
Piloting?
I mean, if you
Me
get into
too.
the passenger seat, I'll just get in the driver's seat, but I'm not thinking of it, is all I mean. I'm not actively like, oh, I want to drive.
Who
I'm
dibs
just
driving?
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Both drivers give me a piloting planetary check with 1 difficulty. The clone
Pilot
troopers,
planetary.
you can have a difficulty upgrade.
Yeah. Do you want to drive or would you like me to drive?
I'll drive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll drive because I have the force that helps me with my skills.
And Rugo, you have a difficulty
Worst
difficulty 1 with 1 upgrade.
Cannot believe that was like the worst roll. Couldn't have
So
been worse.
this is frustrating because my ebb and flow says in the description that I use a skill check, but I have a very limited drop down of skills I can use with it. So I don't know how I would be able to. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm not really using it for anything because I don't have
Strain, yeah.
strain, so it doesn't matter. Skills drive planetary.
Piloting planetary.
Piloting. That's what piloting.
Yeah. Drive 2011.
Drive 2011 check. With what's the difficulty?
1 difficulty, and yours is an upgrade.
So I'm not doing it. I'm just adding an upgrade in the difficulty section.
1 difficulty, and then underneath it 1 upgrade. Yeah.
Got it. 1 and 1. I don't know what it is.
2 successes, an advantage, and a despair. Okay.
This is my roll 20.
As you are driving away, there are we witness back in that room, the control, the command center somewhere, leaning over the 2 clones watching the displays is the Imperial Commodore, and the 2 clones are hitting buttons on this display readout, and you're seeing the cameras switch. They seem to have completely lost you, and they're kind of struggling for a moment as the Commodore says, "Well, where did they go? They can't have possibly left. We're not too sure, sir. They must have gone out the one of these exits here, but none of them covered by any cameras at all." Well, that's ridiculous. But where could they possibly be going from the rear of the place? It's a jungle, isn't it? That's right, sir, it is. Okay, well then keep the... show me some of the cameras at the front of the terminal here. Yes, sir. Right, keep it on those. Look for anything else of the ordinary. This is where your despair comes in, as the 2 land speeders are seen on one of these cameras, and he says, "There, look at that. Where are they going? Follow them." "Yes, sir." Hitting buttons. They appear to be heading downtown. Right. See if we can follow them all the way. "Yes, sir." And the cameras start flickering and changing to different perspectives as your 2 land speeders are moving away, and they're following you.
This is exactly why I didn't want to ditch the armor. Because if they find out who I am, I'm totally fucked. So I have a job that will get us screwed.
I have a job.
The
I have
a real
a
job.
the Commodore says, "I have a job." The Commodore says, "Right, you keep following them. Update me on where they go. I'm going to put together a squad. We'll catch them. Thieves. And the two clones say, "Yes, sir." And as he heads out, the clone says, "Murderers too." As the scene does one of those circle transitions and then comes back out onto you guys. Now you guys make it to the this warehouse, and you move on these land speeders out of town, beyond the point where any sort of cameras or anything that might be used as security can follow you, as for a reason. So even though they were following you for the most part, they have an idea of where you're going. You do get the feeling that there is nothing out here as you make it to the edge of the city on the south side. You traveled from the far north of the city all the way down to the south end of the city. Probably took you 20-30 minutes in the land speeders moving through the cities, trying not to really take any like crazy routes or anything, Dax, but in the few months that you've been driving around, I don't think you have like a full knowledge of every single route, but you know some good ones. Eventually you make it out and come to this warehouse, completely abandoned. There's multiple warehouses here, huge, great structures, very similar to some of the other Umbaran structures with these kind of domed tops, but these things are kind of just run down, vines running up them, no lights out here, maybe a couple of just kind of what are they called, those like air pilot lights at the top of some of these structures that blink just to give you an idea, but really nothing, very dark. And you locate the structure that you're looking for, you have the access codes, and you can jump out of the land speeder, move in through the entrance, check that it's empty. The whole place is just crates. There are a couple of swoops and a couple of land speeders covered with tarps. You come back around to the front, open the bay doors, and you can drive the two other land speeders in, close the bay doors, and you are now in a safe house for now.
Now I will ditch the armor.
Right.
If I know that this is like a safe place to do so, I will do that.
Yeah.
I can't decide what's worse, ditching the armor and getting caught with it in the car or the land speeder, or like leaving it here or burning it here or whatever it is that we want to do.
So a swoop is the one that's just a two-seater.
These are
bike, right?
speeder bikes. There are two
Speeder bikes.
swoop bikes in here, and there are two other land speeders that are of different makes.
Can I have a bike?
Well, I mean, depending on what you guys want to do here, I don't know
what
what
are
the
we doing?
plan
What
is
is
exactly,
going
but
on? What's happening?
Yeah,
I
think
other
I'm-
things you can use.
I would say, Lance. Okay, Lance. I think we gotta find a way off the planet tonight. So I think I can
kill
I can
myself.
take-
Oh my god!
You're saying all that. What do you mean? You were talking with Hop last week about leaving the planet.
Why are you
She was
so
Why
upset
is
right
he-
now? I don't
She was
Why
reading
is
her
he
journal
freaking
to
out?
me of her most personal
Right,
fierce
like-
thoughts.
What is
We were right
happening?
there. We were right there. We should have just
Oh,
left.
that's why.
That's why I'm freaking out.
Right.
It's
Well,
the
that's
same
because-
thing that I just said. Why didn't we just do it? I'm gonna just RP it out. What?
You
We were
say
just
why
there.
didn't we-
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't we do it then?
'Cause we don't have
Well,
the droid. We don't
I'm
have
pretty sure
G4.
we just had this conversation that we need to go back and get the things in our apartment, and that's what
The
we agreed
hologron.
on.
He's talking about the hologron.
Right.
Okay, so
I
Lance.
assume he's coming with us.
Well, he's gonna have to now.
No, why?
Well, I'm your new best friend, Hop. What do you mean, why?
He literally knows who we are, where we are, what we look like, and that we have two holocrons.
We had this entire time. known this.
No. He didn't. Right? Just OOC? He did not? He only knew
see.
you... Right?
knew of the
Just so
one
that I'm
holocron.
clear, I'm not fucking
He
up
knew
the
of the one
roleplay.
holocron, but he also but he also knew that you wanted to take one of the ships.
Yes, he knew I wanted to
Right.
take a ship, but he didn't know
One
we
of,
had
like-
another holocron. And as far as
Right.
he knew, I was the only potential Jedi.
Right. And
Right?
my
Yeah.
justification here for Rugo is he's been watching how close you've been with Hop, that now it doesn't matter if he knows we have another one or not, because he also is buying one.
Right, but
So-
that's... Right, okay, all right. So that's cool.
So I
All
mean,
right,
like, so
we'll go
it's
from
like,
there.
so he's sort
Yeah,
of
that's
learning.
fine.
He's like Rugo is sort of getting a lot of his trust and social cues from the people around him, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of bonding between between you and Hop last episode, and I would feel
Yeah.
like Rugo's like, okay, so we're kind of on the same page here, and I think, of course, letting slip that we have another holocron may be,
Yeah.
of course, a slip up, but I think that
But
was
we're also
Rugo's
like
way of
19
trying
years
to.
old. So
Right, exactly.
That makes total sense
So
to me.
he's trying to like figure out. And I think he may have, and maybe he probably just
Yeah.
stepped too deep with this, right, guys? And it's like, Rugo, you idiot. But
Well,
that was his just.
He has to come with us now. He knows what we look like. He knows we've got 2 holocrons.
And you can fly, right?
I can fly us out of here, yeah. Got a droid. Find a droid.
They likely know your
Get
face
us out.
too.
I can
Well,
fly.
know
We
my
don't
face.
need him.
Not from today, though, I'll tell you that much.
Oh.
Yeah. What's done is done, though.
Right.
So we
I think
gotta
he
get...
has to come with us now. We can figure out what we do later. But if we leave him here, there's a chance he'll talk and give away who we are, and he's got to come with us.
Look at that. Should have thought of that before killing the other 2.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. But if you want to do tit for tat, we can.
Alright, let's go.
Right.
Guess we are
So
going to
let's load all this up into a speeder and head back to our apartment to pick some things up. There
I think
we
it's
will.
a mistake to go back there. I think they're
Okay.
following us. You said you knew you tripped that alarm.
Then I
they're
will
just-
go back. Then wait here, and I'll go to the apartment and get what we need, and be
Why
back.
don't
They don't know what I look like,
Why don't we go?
and I take off my disguise that I've had on the whole time.
The mustache hat. The rubber mask.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Why don't we go? We could... Nuada and I, we already have the... We could go and investigate the apartment. We can go and, what is it?
Hey.
When, we could, if we get stopped, we could tell
Okay,
them that we
okay,
led them here and we
wait.
could take it.
Think about this from their perspective, right? They've got cameras all over, right? They have access to those cameras. They own
Right.
this planet,
Right?
essentially.
Right.
They know that you and Nuada came into and Hop came into a secured hangar. They know that you two got into a fight with clone troopers and took their armor and are currently wearing it.
And now we're back on the planet with no droid, no ship, and no way out of here.
Right, but we are wearing armor of all of the other people who wear the same armor. We are
It
now
buys
part
us
of the
time,
flock.
but our apartment, it's only a matter of time before I think our apartment's probably going to get ransacked,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Right, so
They're
we
gonna
go and
find
ransack
out
the apartment as clone troopers.
if. Okay.
I like
What
this
they do.
guy. I like this guy.
If they see, they know your faces, right? They're gonna figure out where you live,
They
and
know
they're
your
gonna
faces.
be.
They don't know
Yeah.
ours.
No,
Oh,
they do
we're
not know
wearing
my
masks
face.
right now.
Yeah, he's suggesting that
Do you
we
not-
go as
Were
clone
you not
troopers.
listening to what I just said? There are cameras in there. They saw you walk in. They saw
Yeah.
you take the clone armor and put
Yeah.
it over your face.
But
so they know
but the
your
clone
face.
armor looks like every other clone
We're
armor
wearing
at this point.
masks of all the
Yeah.
other sheep in the flock.
Yeah, so we could
Do you think
essentially
that they
two
can
of
go,
us
oh,
could go.
that sheep right there is
They will
Rugo.
if you
And
go
that
to
one
the
is-
place they're watching.
If you just said it's gonna get ransacked, why don't we go and ransack it before they do? Does that
Or
make
I
sense?
could just-
Or have you been listening to what I've been saying?
It's like just the teeniest adjustment to your plan. If
Whose?
from an old man, if you
Whose
will,
plan, old
you'll
guy?
oblige. If you're wearing the mask of the enemy and the masks are identical and the only discernible difference is going to be your voices, might I just say maybe Whisper puts on the mask? Just precaution. And then you two can both ransack the apartment. I'm Team Ramsack.
Who the hell's
by the way.
Whisper?
I point to Dax.
Oh. What? That's Dax.
I don't know. I just met you.
Armor's
I
over
didn't
there.
really get proper introductions. It's all been kind of.
Right, I'm Rugo.
I point to the armor I took off and left. You want to go ransack the apartment?
I would like to go and grab the few things that we need right now. I don't care how it's done at this point.
It's a vote then.
Right, then let's vote. What are we voting for?
I think the less people that go, the better. I'm the best pilot here as far as I know. Hop won't tell us what he is or what he can do.
Then we'll wait here and you go.
Can he carry the droid too?
I could pick up a droid and an astromech and put it into a speeder.
I don't know how strong you are.
Drop it.
Sure.
Without the
Where are we-
components in there, it could be rather fragile. So
Where are we going to get a ship?
I would know. Well, is there any other hangars, or is that the only one that we were just at?
That's the only one in this city. You could potentially go to another city.
Yeah, I think that's what I would suggest. I would say we should get what we need, and then we should go to another city.
How
Another
do we
hangar.
travel to another city? Is it not through a bunch of CCTV?
loading screen.
It's a loading screen. No, there's it's a drive. Let me see here. The closest one is a city called Yat. It is the second largest site of the Dunium mines on the planet. So there would be a large Imperial presence, but maybe not necessarily one that's actively looking for you. You chose this one because it wasn't a Dunium site, and there wasn't much of an Imperial presence. The other ones would have, but it would have its own spaceport, and it would have, the opportunity.
I mean, I guess they're not expecting us to go back to the same place we just left, but this is the one with the least Imperial presence. If we're going to steal a ship and get out of there without them directly on our ass, this is probably the port to use.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that then.
So we wait here, and then we go back into the starport.
Yeah, with the different speeder. Are either of these speeders 4-seaters?
You're looking. Are you doing the whip the
Yeah, I whipped the
thing back? Yeah. What you're looking at under here are two different types of speeder, and these are racing speeders. That's what you're looking at. This, but why she has these is anyone's guess. Either it's like her last minute escape ditch, or maybe that she is storing them here and actively races them. These are AV-21 land speeders, the two of them. Both of them are pearlescent white in color, very clean, and these are really, really good land speeders, and they're really fast. They're racing speeders as well. They are. It's like you just whipped the cover off of a racing car. The two swoops in here, the two bikes, are pretty shoddy looking 74Z speeder bikes. They're very, very classic looking things. And they look like trash compared to the other thing. No, none of them are 4-seaters. There are two.
Okay.
So you also still have the other two, the M68s in here as well.
Right. I'll take one of the bikes so that we can just have clean
Can you
speeders
put
that no one's
the-
seen us on before.
Right. Can you put the droid on the bike though? Before we just let you go away with the bike.
Yeah, would I be able to strap that onto the back? Would the bike handle that?
Good shout. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
74Zs are pretty. Let me have a look at
Definitely hold on to you
the.
if you're gonna.
I know they've handled 2 humans before.
Yeah,
With one
They
jumping
can hold
onto the
on to each
back.
other.
Right.
Yeah, but they're, the humans are holding onto each other unless you plan on, strapping the barely made
just
droid.
be drive. Just be Ryan Gosling and take the
Yep.
just lean into
Okay.
it. And take
I would
the
say
risk.
I just thought I would
in-
mention
in-
it. That way
in
you're not
terms of-
totally fucked when you get over there.
In
and you
terms of
can't-
weight, yes.
Shit.
But you'd have to. It's gonna have to be like really
It's
well
not even fully
strapped
built
down,
either.
and it
Yeah,
might.
so.
It might impede some of your handling.
Okay,
and
do we
stuff.
still have the? Is the
No, I'll
mag
take one of
lock-
the racing.
Never mind.
Take one of the racing things.
So just so Cord is caught up. We are all waiting here in this hideout spot.
I think that's what
Dax is leaving.
because he wants
Yep.
to go get it. Yeah.
Yep, Dax is leaving to do it alone on his own. And then
Unless you're
come
going
back.
with him.
Rugo definitely would want to, but
Then,
we don't
yeah,
need
go
to
for
hash
it.
that out. But the
stopping you.
and so you want to go out, and then we're going to come back here, and then we're going to meet here, and then head to the starport. Just so I know, therefore, when
Yeah.
we all do something differently, we're not going, what the hell? So that is the plan. Yes.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I think this land speeder heads out. This thing is crazy, by the way. It's like being in a muscle car, and it is wild as you get in this. And it heads back towards the city as the three of you kind of hunker down in the.
Another detail question.
Yes.
You did not take an armor, a clone armor. You're not wearing a clone armor.
I didn't. No.
Okay. All right.
You and the two of you are still in clone armor, or you're out of it?
I'm wearing mine still.
You're in it. Yeah, he heads out, and the
Am I
cargo with
alone?
the Jedi stuff is still with you guys, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what was that?
It seemed like we were undecided on whether I was alone or not.
You're alone.
I thought you went alone. I thought you wanted to go
Yeah.
alone.
I do want to
Yeah.
go alone.
Yeah. you're
You
going
just
alone.
said that you wanted to go.
I would. I would have wanted to go, but I don't want to. We don't need to hash it out. So it's like,
Okay.
you can go. You can go.
All right.
Yeah, he heads out. The three of you are left behind with the cargo crate filled with Jedi equipment. Are you doing anything else specific in this time?
I say that in like, Rugo would want it to go, and if something happens to Dax, Rugo's gonna blame himself. That's what that means.
Yeah. I think I'm just sitting on the crate and I'm waiting.
Meditating or
Yeah.
waiting?
I'm reflecting on the situation, but I'm not in a meditative state, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I think with that, then we see this land speeder head into the town. You see the three of you sit down on crates and in this cargo hold,
awkward
this large warehouse that's kind of in
a
this
little bit.
dark jungle.
Yeah.
And we see a final scene of the Commodore as he stands in front of a group of clones and Umbaran militia, and he says, "They went somewhere south. I mean, how far can they possibly go? They're not going out into the bloody jungle, surely. They'll be eaten alive. Well, where's the nearest city? Fine. I'll contact them, but you lot, scan the area south. You, start searching houses, cantinas, bars, whatever it takes. You have their descriptions. And, clones, remove the helmets. It's the only way you're going to know." And you see this group, all the clones, take off their helmets, leave them behind, and start moving down the road that you did go, but they're much further back.
Yes.
And a bunch of Umbaran militia
Fucking cool.
start moving outwards, and that is where we end today's session.
Love that.